What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black, STEVEE, the Black. I'm back. So, initially, I wasn't gonna make a video. I wasn't gonna say anything, but this situation has escalated a lot, and I knew it would, but man, we gotta talk about it. So, last week, I think it was, Donovan McNabb said that Carson Wentz has about 2 years to at least reach the NFC Championship game. Otherwise, the Eagles need to think about going in a different direction at quarterback. And he said a lot of things too, especially pertaining to his health. Now, I just gave you the shortened version of it, but he did include his health and everything like that. So, what I'll say is this. If he's talking about Carson Wentz, if Carson Wentz continues to get hurt, right? If Carson Wentz, if he gets hurt this year, right? And ends up missing the end of the season, doesn't go through the whole season, and then the same thing happens next year again, then I understand what he's saying, but I still wouldn't go that route. Why? Because we have proof that he can still be good because of Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck has been hurt plenty of times. Matter of fact, he missed, I think, the last year, and not including last year, I think he missed like a year and a half worth of a season. And this year, and then this past season, man, it took him. Now, it did take a minute, but they were balling and they ended up in the playoffs, and heck, they even won a playoff game. And now the Colts are one of the top teams in the AFC, you know? So, how do I put this? Excuse me. So, health-wise, I understand, but I wouldn't go that route. Now, if he's talking about performance-wise, that I don't get. A lot of people pertaining to Donovan being jealous, the fact that he never got over the fact that the Eagles fans booed and he was never fully accepted, and you have to understand something. Donovan McNabb, no, he didn't win us a Super Bowl, but he and Andy Reid, man, they built this culture. If it wasn't for those two, we wouldn't be in the situation that we are in now. If there was no Andy Reid and Donovan, there'd be no Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson. So that's number one. Number two, I think every Eagles fan can agree that Donovan McNabb was the greatest Eagles quarterback in history. And I just don't get the hate. I really don't. I mean, I've said it countless times. I missed the whole Donovan era. I didn't see it. I started watching the Eagles in 2010. So it was from the Michael Vick years onward. So I didn't see the 4 straight NFC Championship games. I didn't see the Super Bowl. We lost to the Patriots. I didn't see any of that. Okay? But, and you have to remember, for the longest time, that was all I had of us being successful, because 2010, okay, miracle in the Middle-Length 2 in the NFC East, but losing the first round. 2011, the Dream Team, 8-8, then 4-12, and then Chip Kelly with Nick Foles, 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and the disappointing collapse in 2014. Then 2015 with Sam Bradford being in 7-9, and then Carson was his rookie year, and then I missed all of that. So, and I would constantly go back and look at the Super Bowl to see where we went wrong. I heard all the stories about T.O. and not McNabb not getting along, and McNabb was jealous that the Eagles fans loved T.O. more than they loved him, and all that stuff like that. Look, I've heard it all. I heard it all, and basically, this is what I'll say about what Donovan said. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Do I agree with how he said it? No, I don't. But he's not wrong. Listen, if Carson Wentz doesn't do anything, essentially, if we make the playoffs, say, right, this year, and we get out in like the wild card, say we make the wild card, we lose in the wild card, that's unacceptable. If we lose in the divisional round, I think that's unacceptable because the team we have is a great team. I was going to wait to say this, but currently the team, because I was going to wait to say this after the draft, but even right now, with the team we have right now, there are no excuses. We have an pretty easy schedule besides the Patriots. You know, they're going to be challenging. Aaron Rodgers is challenging. Russell Wilson is challenging. You know, but for the most part, this is not that hard of a schedule. I have us going 11-5. I've said it countless times. The Dallas Cowboys are our only threat in the division. There aren't that many threats in the NFC total. I mean, there's no excuses. No excuses why this Eagles team shouldn't win the division. There's no excuses why this Eagles team shouldn't be making a deep playoff run. I honestly think this is a Super Bowl team. I do. Now, is there pressure on Carson Wentz? Yes, there is pressure on Carson. This is Carson Wentz's biggest year of his career. Nick Foles is gone, and he has to live up to that. He has to. There's still a statue outside. People still have their Nick Foles jerseys. He has a lot to live up to. But I think he can handle it. I think we have a great team. And I think we're going to improve more in the draft. I want to see where we go in the draft. But I still think this is a Super Bowl team. I think this is a Super Bowl team. I think we should be making a deep playoff run. I expect to be making a deep playoff run. And he's not wrong. He's really not wrong. Is it jealousy? I don't know. I mean, if he was jealous, shouldn't he be jealous of Nick Foles too? Because he actually won the Super Bowl. It wasn't Carson Wentz. But people have to remember, those fans who were calling for, we need to keep Nick Foles and not Carson Wentz. You understand something. If it wasn't for Carson Wentz in 2017 being the MVP, we don't go to the Super Bowl. We don't. I'm not saying Nick Foles can't do it, because look what he did this past season when we were dead in the water. We were 6-9. We were 6-9 when he took over. He won 3 straight games, beating the Rams in their house, beating the Texans in a close game, dominating the Redskins in the last game. I mean, and then he went to Chicago and had a game-winning drive against the Bears. And then had Alshon not dropped the ball, we'd probably be in the NFC Championship game. So, I mean, because don't tell me when the Saints missed that field goal, I know, because I was thinking the same thing as we all were. Oh, snap. Foles about to do it. Foles about to drop that magic. So I'll give you last year, but the year we won the Super Bowl, we were, 11-2? All he had to do was win 2 games. Now, he struggled, but all he had to do was win 2 games to get home field advantage. And yeah, that week... But you get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. If we don't have Carson Wentz 2017, we don't win the Super Bowl. We're still in the drought of not having a championship. And look, last year he had a good season. What was he had? Like 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's a good season, but it didn't wow me because he clearly wasn't 100%. He clearly rushed back. And look, Donovan wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. He should have worded it. And Lane Johnson and Brandon Graham, look, I get it. You're defending Carson Wentz, and that's great. Love it. But, I mean, even you guys have to realize, like, whoa, look. Carson, he's got a big year. He's if he doesn't do it this year, man, if he doesn't stay healthy this year, man, no excuses. No excuses. This is Carson. I listen. I'm not worried because I think Carson Wentz is going to have a phenomenal season. I think we're going to win the NFC East. It's going to be close because the Cowboys are a great team right now. But I think we're going to win the NFC East. I think we're going to have a deep playoff run. And like I said, I think personally this is a Super Bowl team. I think it's a Super Bowl team, and there's not that many teams in the NFC right now who are in our way. Packers they don't have a good team right now. All it is Aaron Rodgers. Seahawks are rebuilding. Yeah, they made the playoffs last year, but they're still rebuilding. I don't see them as a threat. Saints, have had 2 devastating losses in the playoffs back-to-back years, maybe, but I don't see them as a top 2 seed. Rams just lost the Super Bowl in the most embarrassing way possible. So, they're no longer a threat. And I don't want to hear anything about no Sean McVay. It's really Cowboys and Eagles, really, and then, we'll see who the other 4 teams are, but I expect a good year. I expect a fun year, and honestly, he wasn't wrong. I don't hate the man. I don't understand why there's so much hate for the man. I mean, really, when the Eagles drafted him, we were sucking for like a while, and then he comes in 4 straight NFC Championship games. Super Bowl berth. Look, Patriots at that time were a juggernaut. They were a juggernaut, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't see it, so I can't tell you. But 4 NFC title games straight, Super Bowl appearance. I mean, and then last appearance was 2008. It was his last chance, and look, man, I don't get it, man. He's the greatest quarterback we've ever had. I think Carson Wentz will be better than him when all said and done. I think Carson Wentz will obviously have... he'll be responsible for 3 Super Bowls, but he will have won multiple by himself. Because I think Carson Wentz is going to win at least 2. That's how special that he is to me. Well, that's how special I think he can be, and Wiz is. But I just had to get my thoughts on it. Donovan didn't say nothing wrong. He just probably should have said it in a different way. But let me know how you feel in the comment section down below. This is 12 minutes, so it's going on too long. But if you're not down with that, just got 3 words for you. Fly, Eagles, fly. And all right, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.